Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy start of a new week. And for those of us in the US, it's a holiday weekend. Happy Monday. I'm going to wait for you all to join. It is raining here in Florida, and so you probably aren't even awake yet. Or you're probably going to watch the replay. Either way, here I am. It's 8 o'clock. It's the start of a new week. Come on in. Let me know that you're here. Give each other all the love in the world. I think we need a little extra love right now. Yay, there we go. I love that. Whoever just gave that heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm talking about money blocks this morning and how I overcame 3 of my biggest ones. So we're going to get super personal. And hang on a second because fun things are happening over here. Remove. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Glorious day. Hey, Beatrice from the Netherlands. So I wanted to just start off by saying full transparency and to let you all know every single person has money blocks. I think sometimes, especially those people who, you put other people on a pedestal. We have the influencer culture now, and it's like, oh, they don't struggle with this. Let me just sit back and let you all know. No, everybody has to overcome money blocks. And it's the way I look at it, it's just a matter of where are you on the journey? Like, are you way past resolving your money blocks? Are you just beginning? Are you in the middle and you're still tossing and turning with several of them? It doesn't really matter. Or what I really want to say is I just want to equalize the playing field, because I realize that if I sit here and think, oh, so-and-so's got it all figured out, they don't have to deal with any money blocks, they're, got a ton of money, and wealthy people probably have the biggest ones to get over, right? But if I sit here and put people on a pedestal and I start with the thinking that I'm just not as great with my money blocks as they are, they don't have any, or they don't have any at all, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to make myself wrong, and I'm not going to get on with getting to where I want to be. So I just wanted to start off, I'm sorry, Beatrice, Denmark. That's right. I just want to start off by leveling the playing field. Everyone's got them. Everyone's working through them or has worked through them, period, end of story. I just want to say, for me personally as well, there is no way that I could have gotten here, 0 chances, without doing the work to overcome my own money blocks. I see it as a rite of passage. There is no, you can't, there's no shortcut to this one. You're not going to get on the other side. One of my favorite sayings is the only way is through. The only way to the other side is through. And the only way to that place of financial freedom and financial peace that we're all desiring is to work through our money blocks. So it's a rite of passage. Just accept it. Let's get on with it, right? I also wanted to share, when I see myself experiencing money blocks now, the way that I look at them is, all right, Tasha, I kind of sit little Tasha down, sit myself down, and I go, what is it that you are believing right now about yourself and your relationship to money? What are you believing about yourself and your relationship with money? Or sometimes it's, what truth do you need to remember right now, Tasha, about yourself and your relationship with money? What truth do you need to believe? And a few weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, I did my 3 or 4 or 5, I can't remember, most powerful money affirmations. And that's what I use in those moments where I realize I'm in an unhealthy money pattern and I got to remind myself of the truth. I use my money affirmation. So if you didn't watch that, go back 2 weeks ago, I think I was in Jamaica and I did that live. The other thing is, how do you identify them? How do you know you have money blocks? And I'm going to share with you how I figured it out. And for me, it's all about patterns. Anytime, and you have to be really self-aware. I just want to tell you, you're not going to be on this journey of transforming yourself and stepping into the wealth and the financial reality that you want if you're not paying attention to how you roll with money, if you're not really looking at your relationship with money. And so for me, I really started to pay attention and become aware of the patterns that I saw being repeated in my life. I really looked at how I was behaving with money, and I also look at what was repeating in my experiences with money. So for me, how do I identify that I've got money blocks? I kind of see it play out in how I'm acting, how I'm believing, what I'm thinking, or I see repeated patterns. And I'm going to share my 3 money blocks, and you're going to share the patterns I saw, right? So if you're like, Tasha, do I have any money blocks? How would I know? That's the shortcut. Like, stop for a moment, look at your life, look at your relationship with money, look at how money is flowing in your life, look at how it's come and gone, and just look back and go, do I see any patterns here? For me, that was like the easiest way to figure it out. So here are the 3 for me personally. I'm curious about which one of these are going to surprise you all. The biggest one, which I truly, so I've been doing this work for 12 years now. I literally just realized this in 2020. I'm not even I know exactly the date I realized it. It was April 3rd, 2020. That's how precise. And here's what happened. I was dating this guy that I was like, oh my gosh, this is the one, right? And it was during COVID, and he had broken all the rules of quarantine and came to visit me. And we had spent the entire day in my backyard. And I was just like, goo goo gaga, wow, I can't believe like this is really happening here. And so we are having the perfect day. It is everything I've ever dreamed of. He's everything I thought I'd ever dreamed of, right? And everything's going perfect. And literally out of nowhere, I hear myself say, you know what? I think we should just call this quits. I don't think this is working. Let's just like end it. I mean, literally, the way I describe it is like an alien took over my body, like came into my body and just started talking. And so, of course, he's shocked. He gets up. I'm crying. Well, I don't know why I'm crying, because I just said, let's end it. But anyway, I am an emotional wreck. He's standing there in shock, and he's like, I literally just don't even know what just happened. And he leaves. Okay. So he leaves, and I spend the next day playing Celine Dion, buying bonbons and every chocolate on a piece of chocolate on the planet, getting in my car, driving along the river, and crying like crazy, just like an emotional wreck. As I'm doing all of this, I realize that Monday morning I have a launch. This is Friday. This happened on a Friday, right? That Monday morning, I have a launch, and somewhere in there around Saturday or Sunday, like the dots just went bing. And I was like, Tasha, you do this every time. And my money block was, it's love or money. It's love or success. And literally, I could look back and I could see every time I was going to up level in my success, in my next level of financial abundance, whatever was happening for me with my love life, I would sabotage it, because I felt like I was going to have to choose. I was not going to be able to have both. And this is rooted in a deep money wound for me personally from my childhood. I know this. That's a whole other thing. Wrote a book about it, all that amazing stuff. But that day I realized, oh my gosh, I am in this money block that says it's love or money. It's love or success. And I commit to my commitments, right? So I was not yet committed to this guy, but I was very much committed to this launch and the success that I was calling in. And so here we are. I'm like, decision time. Bye-bye, guy. Let's step into giving myself the opportunity to be successful, right? So for me, that was block number 1. Just like fresh off the block in 2020, realized this that weekend. And I was like, oh my God, Tasha, wow, you literally have this block that says you have to choose. And as I continued like in that awareness, if you know me, I'm a big love ball. And one of the things I really wanted to manifest, I was divorced and I was really looking to manifest a relationship and love and marriage. So I seriously had to resolve this. Plus I have like a ton of big impact work to do, a lot of financial success to experience. And can't keep living in this toss up, right? Like love or money, like can't do it, got to resolve it. So that was a major block that I had to work on resolving. And I'm going to tell you like my process for resolving money blocks. The second one, which has just been like part of me, who I am, where I came from, the way I grew up, the culture I grew up in, my family, like my family agreements, is this one. It has to be hard. It has to be hard. Anything to do with money has to be hard, including to get it, you have to work really hard for it. And like that was cool because I know how to work hard. So that was like, that worked till it didn't work. And here's what happened. I realized after I followed that formula and it led me to doing everything by the book. I'm like, I am the girl who's teacher's pet, right? I follow all the rules. I do everything you say. I did all that. And I bought a franchise business, followed everything they said, climbed to success, worked really hard because I know how to work really hard. I know that is my belief. You have to work really hard for it, right? So I followed all that and then it didn't work. It literally fell apart before my eyes. And it was like, now what? And in that season, I had this incredible desire for ease. I literally said a prayer and I was like, God, all right, so I'm here. I am like on the floor, surrendered. I've worked my behind off. It's cost me everything, financially, emotionally, spiritually, my family, like it's cost me everything. And all I want to know is how can I do it now in an easy way? And so I had this incredible desire now for easy success. But the block that I had was that I still did not resolve the belief that it had to be hard. It had to be hard. And so what happened before I resolved that was I literally, if something was going to come my way and it included money, I was going to block it if it was easy. If it was, if it came to me easily, I literally remember I was doing this financial investment and I literally wrote at the top of it, easy money. Sure enough, I lost all of it, like 6 figures, right? So it was like anything that was easy, I either blocked it or I lost it or I didn't trust it. But here is what happened until I resolved that block. I realized if money was involved, I was going to make it hard. I was going to make it hard because I had a belief that says it has to be hard, right? So I'm going to jump over here in the comments. Lakia said, oh my God, that is mine. So of those two, anybody relate yet? Like, are you, do you see yourself in a money block with love or money, love or success? Do you see yourself like hitting financial ceilings or not being successful in relationship because you're choosing to succeed? And so you have this thing that it's one or the other, or do you see yourself actually choosing it has to be hard, right? It has to be hard. So let me know if any of those can relate. And then here is the kicker. This is the one that has cost me the most. And I'm going to tell you exactly the cost I've paid for this money block. And it is this. I do not have what it takes. I don't have what it takes. And in fact, I have no value. I have no value and I don't have what it takes. I want to achieve this level of financial, success, but I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not peppy enough. I'm not wise enough. I just am not enough and I don't have what it takes. I'm just not I'm just humble over here. Simple Tasha. I just want to, just be me. Right? And being me is not enough. It is not going to lead to financial success. And those of you that know my story, and during the 5-day Wealth with Ease activation, I'm going to talk about this particular one in detail. This one around, I have no value, I have no worth, or at least I don't have the belief in myself that I have the value and the worth that is equivalent to the financial success that I want. Can anybody relate to that one? Struggling with the like imposter syndrome, I don't have what it takes, I can't do it, all that stuff. Here is how that cost me. I devalued myself for a long time. Those of you that know my famous story, back in the days when I charged $25 for 90 days of coaching, that was me dealing with this money block, right? I wouldn't pay myself. Even when my business started making money, I would like leave the money in the bank because I was like, I'm like, another part of this was I'm not good with money. I'm not good enough. Including not only am I not good enough to make it, but when I have it, I'm not good at managing it. Just a lot of just not enough, right? Not good enough, not smart enough, not wise enough, not good with money, all that stuff. And so it caused me to trust other people with my money. And I don't even need to go any further with that one. Cost me dearly. And then probably the one I have to, sit with and work through and like do a lot of healing around is that for a long time, I abdicated my responsibility towards my money. I abdicated it. Like I don't even want to go into that too deeply. I just want to say, this is the one that cost me the most. This idea that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have what it takes, right? All of that, I have no value. So I want you to just like process through all those, see if any of those you can relate to, and maybe even start to look at your own patterns and your own experiences with money and just see where you have things repeating, right? And ask yourself, like, what is the thing that I believe about myself or I believe about my relationship with money that's causing me to have that experience? So how do you transform it? Let us jump right into that. How do you transform it? This is my process. I'm not here to tell you this is the one and only way. I just know anything in my life that I want to transform, this is the process that I go through. So if you're a writer, typer, whatever, type these steps so that you have them. Number one, you can't change what you don't know. That is why I said I literally, and I'll just say this, I'm not assuming anybody's financial situation, but this is real simple. If you're not where you want to be financially, if you feel like you're banging your head against the wall and you can't figure out like what's going on, what you can't do, like, right? If it's not perfect, if it's not ideal, you're not there, then sit and just do the gift of asking yourself, let me look and see what's here for me to see. Right? Let me look and see if I have any patterns, anything that's on repeat, replay, happening all the time. So you have to look and see the patterns. If you don't see it, you can't fix it, you can't heal it, you cannot resolve it. You are literally in the dark, right? So that's number one, is awareness. Number two is just accept and acknowledge, oh shoot, I got some money blocks. Like for me, I was like Miss Tasha Perfectionist, do everything by the book. To have to admit that I had money blocks back in the day was like, oh my God, I have money blocks. Now I'm like, girl, I call them out fast and I accept and acknowledge, because what you resist has power over you. If you are not like accepting of it, acknowledging it, this is just what's going on, it has power over you, right? So accept and acknowledge after you become aware of what's going on. I had to like literally sit and go, dang, I really do believe it's hard. I really do believe it has to be hard. I, Tasha, believe that financial success has to be hard. Yeah, I literally had to do that. I had to accept it. Then I asked myself, and I encourage you to ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Where did I get this from? Is this even mine? Is this my parents? Is it my family? Is it my church? Is it my culture? Is it mine? Is it me just like making up this false belief? Where did it come from? Where did this belief come from? And then the opposite side of that is, what do I want to be my truth? Right? So, like one of my affirmations, and now you understand why, is money comes to me easily, consistently, and in large amounts. right? That is because I got that money block way back in the day. I had to acknowledge that says it has to be hard. I love that. Look at all the like sparkles that just came up on my screen. Clearly, technology agrees I've resolved that, right? So anyway, that was really cute. So that's the next thing I had to do is I had to go, all right, what do I want to think? What do I want to be my truth? And then once you decide that, it doesn't stop there. Actually, it only starts there. Here is what makes it true. You have to affirm and embody it. You literally have to make it your new programming, your new belief, your new truth. And it's not just mental, you have to walk the walk. So, for example, one of my things is money has to be hard, right? So now in my business, when I see myself like really making it complicated, even this year, I sat back at one point and I look back at all these things that I did, and I'm a visionary and a creative, right? So I can easily use that as an excuse. Oh yeah, I'm just being creative. I'm just visionary. And then I sat back, I was like, damn, I made that really hard. I did it again, right? So it's like, all right, back to the drawing board. But I have to choose in those moments. I'm not going to do that again. I really am going to consistently ask, how can it be easy? How can it be easy? How can I make it easier? Because I know the block I'm working through is that it has to be hard, right? So that's my process, is become aware, accept and acknowledge, ask where this belief came from in the first place, decide what you want to be true now, and affirm and embody. And then I'll just like put a little capstone on all of this because it relates to what we're going to do starting next week, Monday. As you all know, we're going to have 5 days of Wealth with Ease activation. Every single day, we're going to have conversations like this. I am a teacher at heart. I just want to show you. I want the light bulbs to go on. I want you to understand what is going on. My daughter would say, Mom, make it make sense. I believe for me, and if you're like me, if I can understand what's going on, I have solved the problem 80 to 90%. If I'm just constantly looking at the problem and in the awareness of the problem, but I don't understand, why is this happening? Why am I not getting to scale my business? Why am I not getting to multiple six figures? Why am I so smart? I'm such a hard worker. I have such a great product, a great idea, but I'm not implementing. I'm not getting the numbers, the dollars and cents in the bank account, no matter what I do. Like, why? I'm doing all this personal development work. I've watched all the videos. I read all the books. I'm in all the programs, but it is not converting to dollars and cents. It is not giving me the lifestyle of freedom and spaciousness and ease that I desire. Where am I off track? And if I can get you to understand why, right? If I can show you this is what's causing it, this is where you're off track, this is why this is happening, you're halfway, more than, you are 80% to 90% to resolving it for yourself. And I believe that a woman who knows is empowered. And I'm all about it. I want you to have the information so you can choose. You can choose differently, or you can like, oh, the light switch is on. I see what's going on, right? So for 5 days, that's all the stuff we're going to talk about. And I want to tell you that those 3 money blocks that I just shared with you, they come from my money traumas. So as those of you that are here forever, we always talk about the 16 money traumas. And if you saw my video in the Facebook group, you know that I just discovered last week a 17th money trauma. And wait until you hear this. First of all, if you're in my world, this is playing out or wreaking havoc in your life. I know it like I know it because you're a mirror of me. You wouldn't be attracted to this conversation if we're not kind of like doing the same dance, right? And I don't mean to put that on you. I just mean to say, hey, hear me out on this 17th one and go back to your drawing board and go, man, does this relate to me? Am I experiencing this? And then you get to decide, right? Might not be yours, and I pray it's not, but I kind of think 99% of us are dealing with this, and it's a woman thing. It's a woman thing specifically. So I'm going to talk about money traumas. I'm going to talk about, like you heard me say, this one around I have no value, I'm not good enough. That's all deservingness stuff. That's where that's all rooted. So we're going to talk about deservingness. We're going to talk about science and the brain, because I want you to understand how your brain is causing you. There's nothing worse than the day you realize you are putting out all of this effort, but the thing that's blocking you is actually inside. For me, I was like, damn, I've been working so hard against myself. Wow. There's actually something more powerful. So we're going to talk about the brain and how to reprogram it so that it can accept and function from wealth with ease. But here are the two that I love the most about the 5 days. We're going to talk about feminine energy. And literally, ladies, it is the dawn of the feminine. Have you all noticed all of the male gurus, male influencers that are now promoting feminine programs? I find it fascinating. I'm not going to name any names. I see all their ads and I'm like, wow, that's interesting, right? It's just like, no judgment. It literally is just confirmation. Like the enlightened know it's our time. It is the dawn of the feminine power. It is time for us to step into our superpowers. We have to understand it more than we've ever understood it, and we have to use it to get our wealth with ease. So I'm excited to teach you about that. And then on the last day, we're going to do strategy, like pen and paper, calculators out. Tasha, show me how to make the money I want to make with ease, right? So that's going to be the 5-day wealth with ease. How many of you are registered? Let me know if you're registered. And if you are not, if you're like, Tasha, I want to be there, I want to be on these 5 days, right? I am going to encourage you right now to type the word ease. If you're watching on YouTube or Instagram or any place else and you can't, your DMs don't work, then you want to go to wealthwithease.com or tashachen.com/WWE for wealth with ease. tashachen.com/WWE, or type the word ease and check Facebook Messenger. Now, ladies, I know how this goes, right? My people show up Monday morning. You are all probably already registered. You're all like ready to go. But how many of you are registered for VIP? I sat this morning and I was like, you know what? I'm going to over deliver for the VIPs. Every woman who said, I am embodying wealth, I am demonstrating that I'm a VIP and I am wealthy, and went the extra mile and signed up for VIP, I'm going to show out for you. Hear me now and hear it well. If you are not registered for VIP, you just did the free level, cool, you're going to get 5 days of amazingness. But those of you that are in VIP, I'm going to teach you about the 3 spiritual laws that literally causes wealth to be easy. If you are not practicing these spiritual laws, in fact, there is a truth that the further you are from spirit, the more you suffer, the harder it is. So if you don't understand the spiritual laws and you're not applying them, you're just literally delaying easy. And we want easy. It is time for easy. So we're going to talk about the difference between visioning and visualizing. One of the things that I see is that there's so many women, you are practicing visualizing, but I had an aha and I was like, oh my gosh, you don't really even know the vision for your life. You don't know your divine design, your divine purpose. So we're going to, in this VIP session, we're going to do some visioning. That is the way you get informed about you, your path, what you're here to do, the next step for you, all that good stuff. Plus, you're going to get, only VIPs get all 5 days, the replay. In the past, we have left the replays up for a couple of days, maybe even weeks. We're taking them down after 24 to 48 hours. Again, I'm like, nope. The woman who says I'm a VIP, she gets to have all the replays forever, or a year, or however long, right? Some long time. All the worksheets, all the replays. I'm going to go deeper into neuroscience and the multidimensional you, so that, again, you can understand, like, look, this is the easy button. The more I understand the science, the easier it is for me, right? There's so much, like my brain is going so fast. I want to tell you all of it. The bottom line, I'm going to show up for the VIPs. And here's the last thing I will say. During that VIP call, I'm going to share with you my most recent money block that I am currently like, ding, this just came to my awareness. And I was like, Tasha, this is limiting you. Got to resolve this now to get to the next level. So during the VIP, I'm going to talk about that. So ladies, type the word ease in the comments. If you're in Facebook, you're going to get in Messenger. If you're already registered for the free version, it's then going to give you an option to upgrade to VIP. How many of you are VIPs already? Type that in the comment. You are already a VIP. Type that in the comment. And if you are not registered, and if you are not VIP, just type the word ease in the comments. Check your DMs. You'll get a message from me, and it's going to give you an opportunity to upgrade. All right? Mwah, mwah, mwah. I cannot wait for next Monday. This is Christmas in our world. It's going to be 5 days of all things wealth energy. Mia said, I can't wait for my breakthrough. This in our community is the time where we up level, right? We're getting ready for Q4. We use this next 5 days. Let's get in that wealth energy, finish the year strong. Let's do this. Mwah. I love you all. Have a great Monday and a great holiday for those of you that are in the US. Bye-bye.